Awesome.
Me and Olmek.
This is where you get to tell your piece and let the universe deal with it.
Absolutely. Me and Olmek had a lot of insecurities about our sex life after me coming out of a relationship with you, because a lot of his questions to me was like, do you still love him? Are you still in love with him? This and that. He had a fear that my vagina would be loose or whatever the case may be. And I initially had insecurities about my vagina being like not being able to fit and stuff like that, not being able for it to be pleasurable and stuff like that, because we were talking about being in a relationship. And a part of that was having a baby and insecurities having a baby and my body changing and stuff like that and everything. And so I guess in that moment, because this was when we was on the phone talking about it, this wasn't in person, this was before we came together, and we was talking about it, and we basically just rationalized it to be like, well, maybe it's not as bad as we think it's gonna be. So we just kind of like let it, all those insecurities, we kind of like, in those moments we felt like we made each other secure in our sex life and made each other feel like, it's gonna be all right in those moments. So when we initially came together and we had sex, man, when we initially had sex, my body rejected the shit out of Olmek.
Oh.
Like when I tell you the first night we slept together,
Word.
It literally felt like, damn, this is going on. I'm just be honest. Like
this is a real nigga moment.
He came inside of me. I'm just being honest.
Okay.
He did, and my body rejected it. Like it literally felt like somebody was like giving me surgery on my ovaries, like on my fallopian tubes, like tying them shit together. Like it felt like it wasn't supposed to be happening, like at all. Like to the point where I was not sleeping, I was tossing and turning, I was holding my, like a bad ass period, like worse than a bad period. And so he was like trying to figure out if I was okay in that moment or whatever like that. And I was like, bruh, this shit don't feel good. I had to go get in the shower. I got in the shower. The water helped calm me down and everything like that. Came back, I just went to sleep because I had to force myself to go to sleep because the pain was that intense. So after that day, we wound up having sex again. I caught a yeast infection. This was another sign that I shouldn't have been doing what I was doing with him. I caught a yeast infection the next day. And the yeast infection was like something I had never experienced before. I said to myself in that moment, I said, what the fuck is going on? And I started having thoughts to myself. I was like, the last time I had a yeast infection when I was with a nigga, he was fucking around on me. And I don't know if I should go into deep detail. Should I go into
Yeah,
deep?
that's how much you feel in your heart. I mean, this is your time. This is your moment.
I felt like the last time that I dealt with a yeast infection like that to that degree was when I was dealing with a man and he was fucking around with other people. Like
another man. Men
and women. You feel me? And it came out to be that he was fucking around with men and women, like on some real shit. Like I'm not even trying to flex on Olmek or none of that. I'm just being real. And I actually pulled Olmek to the side because after that initial time we had sex, the second time, and I caught the yeast infection. I'm like, whoa, maybe I'm tripping. Like maybe something is happening, because I never had a yeast infection with Chief. Like, nothing ever happened to my body when I was with Chief. I never got any inkling that, anything bad or anything. So it was confusing for me. So then we wound up having sex again, and it got worse. Like, it got worse. And I was like, yo, we can't have sex no more. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, this shit is mad weird. Like, I don't know what's going on. So we had a conversation about me having a yeast infection and why I might have it and stuff like that. And he started Olmek started acting like, you know how you go through something with somebody and then they start like having this like victim pity party for themselves, like in the process, but you're the one going through everything. I was looking at him like, yo, I'm the one who got the yeast infection. Like, why are you acting like that? And he's like, well, I don't want to be the cause of this yeast infection or whatever, and all this extra shit. And he was like, all like in tears and acting like a female. And I'm like, what are you doing?
The eyebrow pictures?
The what?
The puffy eye pictures you erased them?
I don't know what they at. They should be in there. I might have, but I don't know. But so that happened. We had the conversation. We had this conversation multiple times because the yeast infection lasted throughout the entire time that we was together. And the yeast infection.
You said at one time he was kissing you.
I'm about to get into that. The yeast infection lasted the entire time we were together. So me and Olmek could not even have sex. Like my body was not allowing that to happen. Like literally. So while we was seeming like a couple and all that, like even for the little pop up and all that, we was not having sex. Like we wasn't. So it was times where he would like want to intimately kiss me and everything like that. Like I guess to show affection, but my vagina, the yeast infection and all that, it would flare up. Like when he would kiss me, it would flare up like as if we literally had sex, like on some real shit. So I was like, this never happened to me before. I said, I cannot be intimate with you. And we had the conversation multiple times. And I said, I don't know exactly why this is happening, but I can't do this with you.
You
like,
told me that
hurts.
when he went inside of you, you couldn't feel him.
Yeah. On my walls, like straight across, I couldn't really like, it wasn't like he was filling me up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was like, all right, so say this is my vagina, right? Not saying that my vagina is this big, but I'm just saying, say if it's this big, right? This is cheap. You know what I'm saying? It's filled it's filled up. This is Olmek. It's space. So that was like that was something that we dealt with though. You know what I'm saying? Like that was something that was just like, all right, fuck, it's hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? We just like, fuck that shit. Like, we not gonna think about that shit. Like, we gonna keep going. Nah, seriously. And this is not no shade.
This a real nigga moment, though.
This is a real nigga moment. Has different penis sizes.
This is a real nigga moment. This is my woman. This is my woman. You shouldn't have been touching my woman. That's what you get. He should never touch my baby. He should never touch my woman. That's what you get.
My body was rejecting him, babe. Like,
you belong to me. You mine. You
so
feel me?
Then,
that's what you get.
Oh, I cannot wait to tell you how this next part. So eventually, we stopped being intimate altogether, like no affection at all. Of course, this dampened our relationship because we're like, what the fuck is going on? So as time is going on, we're feeling more and more like friends. For me, I'm like, yo, I can't even be intimate with you.
Yo.
And when he kissed me one time he kissed me, and this is when I really decided, like, yo, this is not for me. Like, he literally kissed me, and I don't know if any woman has ever been through this before, but I literally felt like I was kissing a gay man, like on some real shit. And I then proceeded a couple days after that to ask him, like, we had conversations.
Let's leave
it
at that.
We had conversations, but
we kept it real.
I'm not sure.
Let's keep it real. Let's say this.
I felt like a gay.
You feel that Olmek got gay tendencies?
Yes, I do.
Boom.
And I told him that. I said, you could be feminine at times.
Okay, cool. Let's leave it at that because that's his thing.
And there's no shade. Because I'm not bashing.
Okay.
It just wasn't for me.
Okay, this is not yours. Okay, cool. Let's leave it right there. Mm-hmm. So now, as you Olmek left you on Sunday.
Yeah.
And you immediately start trolling me.
Actually, I started trolling
but
you
told me when you was with Olmek that you went in the bathroom and rubbed one off thinking about me.
God. So
it's a real nigga moment. Let's get it.
Alright, so I was
so Olmek made you start thinking about me more.
With the yeast infection and all. I ain't give a fuck. Like I was like because I'm a woman and I get sexually aroused, and that wasn't my thing. So nobody ever satisfied me the way that you do. Nobody ever satisfied me the way that she does. Like,
hey,
so when I wasn't getting what I needed, I was like, yo, I'm horny right now. I'm not fucking this nigga. Like, I'm finna, like, sit, watch Ellie right quick. I'm finna go to the bathroom. I'm finna, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna do my thing. So, you know, in my mind, my husband is so fucking fine that I don't have to watch porn because I can literally create a scene in my mind from where we had sex and jack off on that shit. Like,
okay, alright, so that's what's up.
Like, on some real shit. And that's what I did.
Okay.
I ain't telling nobody that, but I did it.
Okay.
And so, after
that's real.
After a couple days passed, I was like, I cannot wait till he leave so I can talk to Chief. Like, I was literally like, I cannot wait until he leaves so I can call my husband. Like,
so being with Olmek made you come back to me. Fine, that's understandable. People do that. So you hit me up, me and you start talking.
This was the next day after he left.
We never got off the phone ever since then. Mm-mm. And because the emotional breakthrough when you explained to me everything, I was like, fuck it, I'm fine. Then you want to, in the middle of us talking.